Thank you for watching this video. To best support the channel, please take a moment and click the subscribe button. Also, the links to purchase this fly and the materials to tie the fly are in the description. Take a look at this Rio Grande cichlid that was caught by shop friend Rick Wilson. He actually presented the idea of this fly and we wanted to make sure we tied it up. It's a variation on the Rio Bandito that's tied up by Chris Johnson, and the fly here is called the Rio eZee Bug. We're going to start by throwing a Moonlit Tagata ML502 hook in the vise, and we have a 3mm slotted tungsten bead in copper color on there, and we're just going to go ahead and lay a quick thread base. For your information, we're using some 6/0 classic waxed thread from Semperfli. The color is tan. And what we're going to go ahead and do is grab a marabou feather and clip out part of the tip of the feather just to give us a little bit more wiggle in the water, and then we're going to tie that in so that we have one length of hook extending on beyond the curve of the hook, and then tie that in nice and tight and trim off our excess. We'll go ahead and make sure everything's tied in nice and tight. You can see mine's twisting on me a little bit, so I need to make sure I lock that in a little bit better so we don't have the entire fly slipping around. And we're just going to tie that in, work our thread all the way back to the curve of the hook, and then just smooth everything out, give us a nice smooth tie-in point. From here, we're going to go ahead and take 1/4 of a silly leg and tie that in on our side of the hook and have that go just beyond the end of the marabou. So get that tied in and centered properly. You can see mine started rolled to the top of the hook, so recenter that before you tie it in tight, pinch that in so it stays where you want it to, and wrap that in. And then we're going to use our rotary feature and invert our hook so we can get a clear view of the far side of the hook, and repeat that same process. Now that that's tied in, we'll just work our way back and forward, locking both legs further in place. Then we'll trim off our excess that's up by the bead that's on the hook right now. From here, we're going to go ahead and grab some eZee bug yarn and grab one of the 3 strands that comes in the pack and tie that in by the tip, and then work our way back so it's locked into place, and then go ahead and advance your thread all the way up. This eZee bug yarn is the reason why it's called the Rio eZee Bug. And what I'm doing here, a cool little trick to get these legs to splay out. Wrap 1 round of chenille, or this eZee bug yarn behind the legs, then pin both legs down and palmer forward. That gives you a little bit of extra splay so they have a little bit more wiggle going forward. Now just go ahead and do tight palmering wraps, preening the fibers back to help minimize the material getting trapped. And we'll just work this all the way forward. And we'll get that to go all the way up against the bead and do a wrap right behind it to get it nice and tight and keep that bead from bouncing around everywhere. From here, we'll go ahead and do a crossing wrap to catch our materials, and then we'll get that material locked in tight. And once that's locked in, we'll go ahead and grab our scissors and trim out the excess material. Now go ahead and grab your whip finish tool. Whip finish this fly. And we will almost be done. We're going to add a little bit of UV resin on the top of this fly where our thread's getting snipped off, just to give us a little bit of extra durability. And the resin I'm using today is Raid Zap Thin. We'll get that to sink in and seat right behind the bead where those thread wraps are. And then we'll grab our UV light and cure that resin. This is a great simple pattern. As you can see from the picture that Rick shared with us, this fly definitely works. It's going to be available in the shop in different colors. I hope you have fun with it, and it's a great simplified variant, and it's an effective fly. Once again, please swing by the shop and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.